You with us now, one of the co-sponsors of the SAVE Act. He is the Georgia Congressman, Rich McCormick, back with us tonight. Congressman, thanks for being with us. What happened? Do you know?
Well, we know there's a lot of things going on right now. It's a bit of pandemonium this week. We canceled some votes. We do know that the president was relieved probably when the Senate passed the or actually defeated the War Powers Act, so that he has that going for him. We have a lot of international incidents going on right now, a lot of domestic issues. The Save America Act, as Byron Donalds pointed out earlier, we're all frustrated in the House that we can't even have a vote in the Senate to actually point out those people who are actually against it, those people who will not vote with 70 to 80% of all Americans who believe that it's common sense to have accountability for who votes.
Is it your understanding that President Trump will now sign this bipartisan housing bill because he canceled the bill signing on the grounds of wanting the Save America Act to get passed, but now Mike Johnson says they're sending the bill over to the White House? What happened? Do you know?
That sounds like it's very promising to be signed into law. We know that the Senate was also playing ball once again with the War Powers Act, so there might have been some deals with that. I don't know. I certainly wasn't in the room. But I know we all want to see the Save America Act passed because, like you said, America wants it. Why can't we even bring it up for a vote?
So here was your colleague, Thomas Massie, a Republican, outgoing, but a Republican, on the Save America Act, and then we'll take it up.
I mean, I'll vote for the SAVE Act, but I think it's a distraction from our real problems. I think it's ironic that we control the House, the Senate, the Supreme Court, and the White House, and we're yelling election fraud. I mean, we won all the damn elections.
Does he have a point there?
I think when you don't have confidence in each state and how they run their elections, obviously we saw some really strange results in California last second. Mathematically, very, very hard to believe. And so we just want to make sure we have. Why would anybody want to be against this? Once again, it's a populist bill. It should be bipartisan. I don't see why it's even controversial. If you want to set yourself up for failure, don't be proactive. And I think that's what we're doing, is making sure that we're proactive in protecting everyone's vote, so that everyone's vote counts the same if you're legally able to vote.
Let me turn you to the big story across the other side of the world. Iran today, or at least there's reports of a ship that was fired on in the Strait of Hormuz. And now there's the possibility, or at least Iran talking about tolls in the Strait of Hormuz. Here was the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio.
You can call it a fee, whatever you want to call it. It's a game of semantics. The reality of it is that no country on earth has a right to charge for the use of international waterways. And that will never be an acceptable condition of any deal.
If Iran's talking about it and ships, or at least one, today was fired on, do you believe, Congressman, that the administration can actually get to a deal with Iran?
I'm very skeptical, and I don't believe anything they say anyways. They're allowed to lie to infidels. That's part of their religion. They've showed no good faith. They've talked about defeating 2 nuclear superpowers. They talked about rebuilding their ballistic missile systems. The fee that they charge, that they want to charge, is not a toll, it's a fee, and it's in the MOU. I read it very, very specifically.
Yeah,
I was like, this makes no sense.
But at the end of the day, it's money, right? You would have to pay some form of money to go through whatever you want to call it.
That's what I'm saying. It's part. Everybody can read the MOU. It's not that long. It's 2.5 pages long. Even a Marine like myself can read it. I read every single line, and I didn't like it because I don't trust these guys. I don't trust them at all. They literally call us the big Satan, the great Satan. They want to destroy us. Everything they do, whether it be enrich uranium for nuclear-grade weapon systems, up to 10 that we know of, a ballistic missile system, that's not to deliver weapons right next door in Israel. That's to reach out and touch us. We are a bigger threat to them than Israel. Keep that in mind. We cannot devoid ourselves of just Israel and say, oh, they don't worry about us. We represent something that's very threatening to them. We are freedom, and we are the world superpower, and they want to harm us.
All right. Rich McCormick, Congressman from Georgia, with us tonight on the host of issues in and around the country. Congressman, thanks for being with us. Appreciate it.